Your host, Cy Smith again. Want to shoot this video to kind of put a different perspective on us about the killing and whatnot. I'm gonna use Chicago as the example. Last year, Chicago had 2,995 shootings, meaning people got shot. 502 murders, right? So the bottom line, what I'm saying, and this is based on somebody who lived and breathed the violence, been doing this since November 20 of 94. What I'm saying is the big remedy for this deals with the social fabric in the black community primarily. Majority of the shootings is black. All right, so let's just be clear with that. Now, so if we have the social fabric that is totally deteriorated, eroded and deteriorated, you're gonna have shootings and killings. So what I did, I looked at what percentage is our social fabric and to allow the killing and shootings to take place. And what I came up with is there's about a 15% social fabric right now in our community. And that social fabric, when it's that low, 15% to 19%, it will allow for 2,900 people to be shot. All right, and what I believe has to happen is we have to rebuild the social fabric, and that it needs to be around the 60 to 75% to get our shootings down to about 80 shootings a year, and that would be phenomenal for the city to only have 80 people being shot. And I know some people say we should have zero. Well, you're living in fantasy land. I believe the main thing is we need to be strategic about how we target what we want our end result to be. And what I'm saying is if we can get our shootings down to every 90 days someone being shot in our 20 neighborhoods, that would be much more, it'll make our community much more safer than what it is right now. Right now, we have people being shot every 10,200 seconds in Chicago. And so just imagine if we could go 90 days versus every 10,000 seconds, that's significant. So going back to the social fabric question, here's how we measure social fabric. And just like anything, fabric is the thing that makes up an item. So when you had a bunch of things interwoven together, you come up with this final product. So in our community, our final product, we know what it is. That's high unemployment rate, that's dropouts, that's hopelessness, that's despair. That's the end product that we see in our community, but it's a lot of parts that are interwoven together to get to that. So what I did was I came up with a process where we can add our social fabric and come to a percentage. And it real quick, let's go real quick. On a scale of 1 to 6, 6 being perfect or not a problem in your life, 1 being a very bad problem, how is your family? Is it 6 or is it 1? Because angry families have a role to play in the shooting in our city. The next one is the ex-offenders. Do you have ex-offenders in your family? If so, how are they faring? How are things going for them? Is it 6 perfect or is it 1 not perfect? And you can go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but just rank it based on what you feel. And then you go down to complacent dropouts, meaning people who not even trying to get their diploma anymore, their GED, because they just don't see any hope. That's a problem, because how do we employ them down the line if they didn't get their general education? So in your circle, your family, your household, is that a problem? 6 through 1. Then you move down to unemployment, and I'm talking recent unemployment and chronic unemployment, people who are always unemployed. Rate that 1 to 6. You move down to bad health. This is critical. We have a lot of people spending a lot of money on health, pills, medicine, things of that nature. That hurts the social fabric in our community when not majority, but too much of our money is going to that. When if we change our lifestyle and be a little bit more healthier, change the habits, eating habits, then we won't spend as much on health. Then dying parents, that's huge, and unfortunately it causes a lot of us to have to leave work and to take care of our parents who are now aging. So that's a part of our social fabric. Rate that on a scale of 1 to 6. Then finally, your young people, especially our teenagers, where are they? Are they on track, off track? Rate that on 1 to 6. If that's 8, that's 7 categories I just gave you. 7 multiplied by 6 is 42. So 100% stable social fabric is if you got 6s on all 7 of them topics. the lowest you can get is a 1 on all 6 of those, the 7 of those topics. So the lowest score would be 7. So social fabric from 7 to 42 is the way we rate that and evaluate that. And the shooting and killings, you can predict that based on the social fabric. And I'm gonna tell you, whether you're in West Inglewood, whether you're in Marquette Park, Roseland, Chatham, East Garfield Park, North Lawndale, you name it, the social fabric is not where it needs to be. And part of that is each and every one of us. And when we talk about how to rebuild the social fabric, what I'm proposing is I want to make sure that we have 6 people working, getting paid. These would be specially trained people who would go out there and make certain that they rebuild the social fabric in our community. And in rebuilding that social fabric, what we're going to be doing to get it to 60%, it will reduce the killings from what it is now with 2,900 people being killed or being shot to about 80 people a year being shot. And that's going to lower the murder rate for sure. Give me your thoughts on it. And of course, the higher that many people, 6 people in 20 zip codes, that's 120 people, we're going to need 4,000 people doing their $12. Can't get away from that. Every time we do not put the $1 up, it allows for a person to be shot every 18 hours. So your $1, that's the urgency. The quicker you get your $1 in, you're keeping someone from being shot for at least 18 hours. And I'm gonna put on the board so people can understand why I'm saying that. But every $1 given right away keeps someone from being shot in Chicago for 18 hours. All right, talk to you later. 312-405-8844. 312-405-8844. Cy Smith. Thank you.